do business school rankings matter? And I ask this in the context of how we have US News and World Report, QS, Times Higher Education, Financial Times, and Bloomberg rankings, as well as all the informal rankings like the M7s, M10s, and then we look at European business schools like LBS or Judge or SAID or HSC Paris or INSEAD. So how do you think about business school rankings and how to evaluate which business school is the best fit for you?
Rankings definitely matter, but only for the first filter when you are evaluating schools. For the first filter, especially when you don't know the landscape, rankings are a good guide. But after that, you must leave the rankings and do your own research. Courses, professors, the other schools and elements in that school that are present. All these customized to what you want. Now, ultimately, a school could be number one as per this ranking. But if the school is not good for you, how does it matter? So, definitely in the first cut, rankings are useful. I would even say that broadly speaking, never go by the exact rank, but broadly speaking, you can make a cluster of the top 25 in the country that you want, top 50 or top 10 or top 20, top 30, top 40. Broadly speaking, you can make clusters all in the first filter only, mind you. After that, you have to leave the rankings and then start your hard work and do the research, which is what the ranking company did. But ranking company would have done a generic research. You are doing for your own life. How can your research not be superior than the research done by the ranking company? So for the first filter, yes, and then do your research and you will arrive at what is good for you.
But is the general trope that, oh, Harvard is Harvard, Stanford is Stanford, and then you have Wharton. So usually people talk about the top business schools in America, and they mention these three schools, and then they mention the rest. I somehow tend to feel that Booth, Kellogg, all have their own specializations where even the quote-unquote top business schools might not be able to match up in terms of the courses or emphases or professors or facilities. So how do you think about that?
The strategy that I mentioned, that can easily solve the question that you asked. Now, exact rank, we have to ignore, that is wrong. But if you say, let me see the top 10 universities, in which not only the 3 that you mentioned, but 7 more will come. And that is your first filter. I'm emphasizing, make a cluster of the top 10, then the next 10 and the next 10. Remember, you have to apply in a reach, match, and a safety, all 3 categories. As it is, you need these clusters.
Yeah.
And if you are not that type, if I can use the word, then you can say the top 20, the next 20, and the third 20. So now you have 60. So in cluster 1, you can pick 2, 3, 4, 5. In cluster 2, 21 to 40, you can pick 2, 3, 4, 5. And in cluster 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, where you will remove all this, whatever you hear, which I also hear. But this is one way to remove all that and make something, make a ranking which works for you, not what the ranking company made for the world.